Hey guys, it is your girl Sade Red,
I'm Erica D.
and this is Black
Black
Women.
Women Diaries. Uh-oh. Was I early?
You was it's okay, sis. It's
My bad.
okay. So today we are going live with a young, amazing lady, Miss Alexis. She has her own business, and she's also battling or battled and survived. So so she'll correct me when she comes on, but of Crohn's disease. But she also has her own brand. So she's just telling us her story of wellness and entrepreneurship. Honestly, so I'm gonna bring Miss Alexis on. So hey, girl,
Hey.
how you doing?
I'm good.
I am good, amazing, always great to have you on. Thanks for reaching out.
No, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. So go ahead and I want you to tell your story. Well, I know we had our meeting and we told a little bit, so I want you to tell the world and everybody else your story and how you started with natural state of mind. I love the background. I just love it. I just
That's dope.
oh,
Thank
it's
you. Yeah,
very dope actually.
this is one of my rooms in my apartment. This is the wall.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I had an artist from Montgomery painted for me.
Cool. I did.
Uh huh.
Yeah. So my name is Alexis Hodges. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I graduated from Alabama A&M University.
Go
I
Bulldogs.
already know. I'm currently getting my master's in public health from the Chamberlain University online program. So I just started that during the pandemic. So yes.
Okay.
So of course you can see my brand is called Natural State of Mind. Um, I can say I manifest this brand back in like 2018, but I sat on it for like a whole year because I ended up getting sick. So um, after I left from college, graduated from college, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and I was in Atlanta for about a year. And then I moved to New Jersey. So I was maybe about 10 miles from Manhattan. But
Okay.
can you hear me? Okay.
He fine.
So I have something called Crohn's disease. It's an inflammatory bowel disease. So basically, it can affect your esophagus all the way down to your bladder. Um, Majority of my illness has been in my small and large intestines. So I've had it since I was about 12. So 2007,
Oh,
I went a whole 11 years in remission, no symptoms. I was fine. I wasn't taking any medicine. And then for some reason, when I transitioned up to New Jersey, I had got severely sick. Like I was in and out the hospital at least every other month. It had gotten so bad, I just ended up moving to Dallas to live with my mom, and she kind of basically took care of me. While I was living in Dallas, I was hospitalized maybe about 4 or 5 times there. It just got to a point where I couldn't even keep anything down without vomiting it back up. Like it was just my intestines were basically closed at that point. So where the small and the large connect, it had basically closed. So I had literally put my whole life on hold. Like I was just like, I just need to focus on my health. Um, a lot of stress can affect you when it comes to this illness, and I really didn't realize it until I started to get sick again. Because of course I was a child then, so during that time you just assume that it's the foods that you're eating and whatever the case may be. And back then, only 1% of African Americans had been diagnosed with Crohn's disease. So back then they were either not diagnosing you correctly or they didn't know what it was. So it's very prevalent now. It's very prevalent in the Black community. We just are not going to take care of it like we're supposed to. We allow it to get to a point where you become hospitalized, or they diagnose you with irritable bowel disease, which is basically like the technical term for all of any intestinal or bowel diseases. So um, I spent about 7 months in Dallas, and I was determined to not live in Texas. I had been good on the South. I was good on the South, and I was like, I'm going back up to Jersey. So before I left Dallas, I kind of needed to figure out what I was going to establish with myself before I left. Like I had to have a plan. I couldn't just leave without having something, solidified. So that's where I really had came up with Natural State of Mind. It was supposed to be kind of like a podcast, kind of like a vlog type of thing. But I have a degree in biology. So I was just like, let me just figure out how to make soap, because my skin was so broken out and so severely dehydrated. And I literally had to try to like recuperate my body back together. I had to learn how to kind of walk again, learn how to feed myself correctly. It's just like basically as a baby renewing itself all over again. So I started doing skincare. I make soap. That's my main ingredient that I do, is soap and body butters. But all of my soaps are fragrance free, so they have no synthetic oils in them, and they have no artificial coloring.
Okay, so just the lack of, like I said, what you need at the time. Of course, you started to go ahead and take care of yourself and create it yourself, which I think is amazing, especially with after being sick. That's something that you decide to do, and I think that's an amazing story. And I don't think I'm not too familiar with Crohn's. I've heard of it. Don't get me wrong. I've heard of it. For you to face it as a basically a kid at 12 to
Yeah,
like adult years, like I couldn't imagine that. I wouldn't.
but I
No.
think God though, because I think that if I wouldn't have gotten, I think that, of course, when me figuring it out, it just made a lot of my family realize, like, okay, we need to be, be on our P's and Q's. Because, of course, I come from a family of athletes. I'm literally the only person that never played a sport in my whole family. It was like I was always the lone wolf, but it kind of made them like kind of slow down their life and really pay attention to what was going on with me. But then when I got sick again, it made me just it made me humble myself. It made me realize that everything is not tangible to me without God being involved in it. So it made me just really get into solitude and just sitting with myself and figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and figuring out how my business was going to, help my community. At the end of the day, I think that, we don't give back. It's just not useful. You're not really useful to your community. And, I went to A&M, and our mission statement is service is sovereignty. So you always supposed to give back some of what you've been given. So I think with me being an entrepreneur, I was by a lash technician, and I just think that that part of it just made me very cocky. And I think that Natural State of Mind is very humbling. It's because I'm trying to help somebody with their skin, so it's like I have to make sure that I'm taking the initiative to be cautious of what I'm using and who I'm affecting with my skincare, and just who I'm letting being around me as well, affecting my own energy. So I'll be very specific about that now, just making sure that I'm giving off the energy that I want to receive back.
Right, and I think that is so important. I think I know for me personally, I know the older that I've gotten, I've been more aware that with my mental state, with um, just even knowing myself in that way, so just knowing of what I can do and how I can manage. Um, like you said, just having that state of mind in a healthy sense with everything you said going on, and it's like I said, I think it's beautiful because, like I said, that's something we don't know, or like you said, until it comes across somebody in your family, we don't educate ourselves probably on it enough, and I know it probably does affect um the Black community probably a lot more than what we know.
Yeah, because we're the ones that eat majority of high food toast corn syrup, fried food, greasy food, a lot of sugar and stuff like that. So, that's what affects Crohn's disease. Like, of course we live in the South, but I love my Southern food. I love my Caribbean food. Don't get me wrong, even though I am very, health conscious. I love my Southern food. So it's like sometimes it can be like our safe haven to go towards those type of food. A security blanket, but you just have to learn sometimes it's got to be in moderation. So I try to make sure I eat a lot of fruit. I think that's the best thing, is making sure you eat a lot of fruit and drinking a lot of water, to try to kind of combat all that greasiness we putting in ourselves. Because sometimes you just can't help it. It's part of our comfort food. So, especially y'all know y'all live in the South, so y'all know how it get down.
I say
Y'all
honey because I'm and like I said, both of my parents are from the South, baby. One from Alabama, one from Louisiana. So
eating
that's
good. Yeah.
honey, yes ma'am, I ain't miss no bills. But
Yeah.
it's just like that. But and it was soulful. Like I said, people had to realize that. Like I said, even though being from the South, or even just from our culture, you have to sometimes, like you said, do take that into moderation. You do have to understand it and still remember what we put in our body. But it's so much rich history behind a lot of soul food too. So it's it's hard.
It's
It's
part of our,
hard.
our ritual. It's like our weekly ritual. Make sure
Hmm.
you get the comfort food because it's like it just make you feel at home. It makes you
Hmm.
feel at home, make you feel like you kind of like tuned in with your ancestors. Like that's our ancestors is always.
Exactly.
So it's like, when we don't have that type of thing, it kind of make you like, dang, like let me just tap back into my people and eat some greens, eat some I literally just had some macaroni, some wings and everything before I even got on the phone with y'all. It's like cause it's Sunday. Look, you gotta have that Sunday.
You gotta have that Sunday soul food like that. That's the especially like that. That's your meal, especially with the holidays coming up,
Yes.
Thanksgiving
Like,
coming, up, Christmas, right back to back.
but it's like when I get up in the morning, I know I'm gonna drink at least 2 bottles of water. I'm gonna eat a whole bunch of fruit. So it's like, at least moderation when it comes to it. So because at the end of the day, it's gonna fall back on you in the end. And that was kind of why I created Natural State of Mind. So my soaps, of course, it's just not regular soaps. Like I put essential oils in there that help with stimulating the brain cells that do trigger like depression and anxiety. And I put different powders and essential oils that help with your organs. So of course it helps your skin, but it's gonna help your insides as well. So I have different things that basically stuff that you would put in a smoothie, I put in my soap. So majority of my soaps have fresh juice in them. So one of them has cucumber juice, mango juice, um, pineapple juice. Like I put fresh juice in there. So at least if you're not gonna eat it, I'm gonna put it on your skin. You'll get
Right.
there some way. Like
Oh, that's wow. That's very creative, and that's. Mm, we're gonna have to talk about this after this live, baby, about them soap. Might have to get a little purchase going because I have never heard of that. That's really unique. I've never heard anybody say put juices in. That would be nothing that I would have thought of. So when you were discovering, it's like how much research and things did you take to to do all this? 'Cause I know, like, I'm sure it took you some time, research to really, like I said, develop that craft and to develop a great recipe for what you want and how you want it to be. You know?
on that day, I sit up and watch videos. I used to watch so many soap making videos, hours and hours of it. And it's so crazy because all you see is middle aged white women making soap. And
Wow.
not seeing. I can probably name on my hand. Well, it's getting honestly within this last year. I'm so proud of our Black women because they are tapping into making soap now. But maybe I only really know of one or two brands. Well, I know one brand. She just strictly makes soaps and body butters, but she kind of like crossed over into like an editorial. So she been in like Vogue and stuff like that, but it's no mainstream, like really natural skincare. Like hers is like straight cut. It's not, she don't have all these preservatives and stuff like that in it. Hers is just straight organic. Of course we do have a lot of Black owned, skincare business, but she keeps it very direct just with really her soaps and body butter. So it's just that it's not enough Black women. It's just not enough Black women in the mainstream of the situation because it's like our people don't realize how impactful it is for us to be taking our skincare as serious as we take what we put in our body. Because like the skin is the biggest organ of your body. So if you don't take
Yeah.
care of your face gonna show what your body going through. So you stressing or you having, you going through a chemical imbalance, it's gonna show up on your face or it's gonna show up on your neck or on your chest. It's gonna show in some type of way. So it's like when people have acne, majority of that is just stress exuding itself. So it's like my soaps are gonna help, at least it helps calm down your hormones. Um, I do say this: if you happen to get pregnant while using my soaps, it's not my fault. But name your baby natural though. I would take I would love for you to name your baby natural, because it has those type of powders in it that helps aphrodisiac type of powders. So it helps stimulate the uterus. You know, yeah, that's why I'm like I try to like I have a soap that's called Powerful Pearl, and it's a vagina soap. And since I've been using it, I had like reformulated formula recently, and I haven't had y'all no cramps, no bloating. Now, of course, I got my cravings. I think that's just something I ain't gonna never be able to get away with. But I had no cramps, no bloating, and my period went down to 4 days. Girl, it's
Erica D, we're gonna have to purchase that, honey. We're gonna have to get that one. If we don't get that.
because I thought cramps was something I wasn't gonna never get away from, like, or be bloating. For me not to be bloating, I was like, hold up. So I'm like, what have I been doing? Because I know I've been eating my food though. So I'm like, it got to be this soap because I put like fresh flowers in it, and that's really good. Kind of relax it down. You know, some women can have aggravated uterus. So having those natural flowers kind of help relax your uterus and get it prepared. So I usually wash my body with it maybe like a week before, like while I'm ovulating.
Mm-hmm.
So actually go through your period, it's not so rough, and you don't have like those a lot of women be having like blood clots when they have their period. So it alleviates those blood clots in your uterus, help just basically relax it, because most likely you've been stressed out the whole month, so you didn't aggravated your uterus. So now it's like, okay, let me hurry up and get her a period because she's unbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
Now you need those certain like organic powders that's gonna help just relax you and stimulate your uterus and your bladder, like that. So girl, I was so surprised. I was just like, this soap. Because I mean, other people have told me, like my other customers have told me, like, yeah, you know, it helped. But it's like once you see it yourself, you be like, hold up, girl, you might got
You
something.
got something now. That's what I said to you. Do you do just soaps, or do you just have you invested in the bath bombs and stuff like that for the same treatment, or is it just soaps and body butters?
So stay tuned. I'm not doing bath bombs, but I'm about to do like a full collection of skincare. So I'm gonna give y'all a little detail. So my release date for it is gonna be December 8th. This collection is gonna be called Auntie's Earth. And it's going to be 6 new products that I'm going to be coming out with. So I'm tapping into basically full skincare. So we're going to do from base all the way down. Well, basically from hand soap all the way to facial mask. So I literally been sitting on this stuff for like a whole year. And it's like, you know, you just got to get out your mind. I've been in my mind. And, you know, 2020 has just been a crazy year. So I lost a lot of loved ones and stuff like that during this year. So friendships and, you know, just trying to get back on balance. And I moved too. So I'm like, okay, now it's time to tap back in. I think Corona, like, you know, definitely got in the way, but it sit some people down though. Like, I think I was already sitting down. I had already gotten a routine, but a lot of my friends that are like travelers and stuff like that, it kind of really set them down and made them like kind of really realize like what they want to do with their life. So it's like, now that I have those people I can really hone in on too, I'm like, it's time for me to go ahead. They like, girl, what is you waiting on? Go ahead and tap back in.
Yeah, and like you said, 2020, like that's how, like I said, for this podcast, for example, I sat on this podcast for 2 to 3 years, easy. And like you said, I said, I'm gonna go stop playing. I'm gonna get this ball rolling and make it go. And like I said, here it is. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I love it. I truly enjoy doing it. And my only regret is not starting sooner. And that is the only thing that I doubt with that. And but I'm glad to have somebody come on with me and to do it with me, because that it was really great to have Erica come on with me and to tap into this. But the things that I have, like the love and the support that you get, is like it makes you realize, like, yo, I should have just stopped playing. But I know some stuff that's your baby. You take time.
It take time, and then I had to think about like, where was my mind 2 years ago? Was I really prepared to be basically, it's like giving somebody food. Like, was I prepared to put my hands on stuff that was gonna be helping other people? Like, was my mind wrapped around what I was trying to do? And I was like, nah, it wasn't wrapped around that. So I was just like, even though I had the name for a long time, I just wasn't ready for the impact that was gonna come with it. So it's like you said, you sat on it for 2 to 3 years, but it might not have been the time.
Right.
Just time. So, once you know, then that's when you go full throttle on it.
Erica D, I know I didn't start chiming in. You got anything to chime in on so yet, honey? Or so far? Because you know me, I can keep going.
No, not so far. It's a lot of background noise in my house, so I'm a little quiet today because I don't want y'all to hear all this noise. But I've been nodding my head and everything like that. So but I don't have much commentary today.
So let me ask this. I know, like you said, I know, like we said, how we started. Like I said, this is our baby. So I know one of our talks we definitely said was entrepreneurship, and the real dirty of it, the dirtiness of it, like how people. I know for us, like it's a lot of support. I have people supporting, but I feel like as many people as it should be a lot more. And I
Yeah.
also feel like it's hard, and I feel like we should help each other. Like if somebody comes to me, I have a friend, for example, he just started his podcast. He was like, "Jazz, I really wanted to start. I really wanted to, but I don't know where to do or where to start." And I told him like my resources, but you have. And I have another friend. She wants to start another business as well. She's like, it's so hard. Some people are just so stingy with information, and I think that's crazy. I
Mm,
think you had to learn from somebody else, so why not share your information?
right.
And if you are, it shouldn't be about competition, especially with Black women. It shouldn't be about competition. It should be about, if this is your brand, this is what you focus on. Then no one can take away from what your brand is, how it's different from others.
Right. Individuality is always gonna stand out first before anything. So, um, yeah, I definitely get what you're saying about support. I have 800 contacts in my name, in my phone, and I don't get 800 orders. So it's like, but I think when it comes to support, sometimes people's support is giving good energy to you, or being able to sit there and talk to you, or sometimes money is not always the best support. It's
Hmm.
having people that can do other means of support for you. So I don't think I don't never get mad about my friends if they don't place orders, if they don't do this, they don't do that, because my thing about it is I'm not doing it for them. They
I'm
know
doing
me.
stuff.
So
Hmm.
they know me, so they're gonna be here for the long run from wherever this brand goes. So I have to try to I have to try to get the people that they know, or the people that know them that know them. So usually if I'm going to try to network, I'm gonna network people that I do not know at all, know that know nothing about me. So it's a fresh start. So I can basically base everything that I'm saying to them based off where I'm now. Not anything that they've heard about me in the past or who know me now. It's just a fresh start. So I mean, I don't know, because I guess with me, I never took it that personal. I just never take it that personal, because this is the Lord's work. I'm doing the Lord's work. So it's like I'm gonna give what's owed to me. So if it's not from somebody that I know personally giving me the money, somebody out there is gonna give me the support or the means that I need to go out and get it. And the way for people to get other people to be motivated, you just got to stay consistent. So it's like I have my times where I go weeks without posting on my business page and stuff like that, or but I try to stay as personal on my personal page. And now I'm kind of learning right now. I'm just talking to one of my friends. He like, you got to get off of your personal page and get on your business page, so you can build that
That
community.
person.
I have it on my Instagram, my personal page. I just don't have it that much on that page. So it's like staying consistent as possible. It's gonna bring people, because it's like out of sight, out of mind. Especially right now when we in the house, you know, usually I get a lot of my customers from like vendor events and like networking and stuff like that. So now everything is based off social media. So it's like right now you have no choice but to market yourself on social media. So it's like if you're not taking advantage of it right now, it's just that it's you're not gonna want to do it once everything open back up. Like this is the time right now to really hone in on getting your customer rapport up and stuff like that. So um I get people all the time. My friends come to me. Random people even write me and be like, "Hey, I have this idea that I want to do, and I want to talk to you about it." And I really respect. I feel honored that somebody would even want to come to me about business venture. Tell me that part of their life that they're struggling with, and how I can help. So I never hate on nobody. If somebody want to do soap, I have a friend that makes soap. She makes exactly like me, and me and her do back and forth, because it's like I have my business, you got your business. So what I think smell good or what I think look good on somebody might not be the same for you, but at least I can help you with the groundwork. At least I can help you with the stuff that make sure that you're not like breaking somebody's face out, or somebody might sue you, like those type of back end of the business, like what you should do, what type of business license you should have, you should get a lawyer for certain things or certain stuff like that, like stuff that's gonna help you in the long run. So it's like our community sometimes can be so insecure with their own self that they don't give out information, which you never know. You giving out that free information, they might bring 10 customers to you. Like, hey, my homegirl, she always put me on game to this and this and that. You should really shop with her. And my friend, she brings so many customers to me, even though she already sells soap herself. She always pitching me to other people. And it's like, I totally appreciate that, because when you go look in the grocery store, it is 15 different soaps. And usually when you go, you probably get one from this brand, you like another piece from that brand. So it's always something different that you can get from each brand. So I always want to help my community as much as I can. And I think some of that problem is people did not go to HBCUs. And when you don't get the HBCU love, or even that down south love, because the East Coast is a little bit different than the down south. So it's like when you don't get that, tailgate, down south love, HBCU love, you don't really know how it is to really take care of your counterparts. Really take care of your people that's sitting next to you in class. Like, if one graduate, we all got to graduate. It's no man left behind. So, yeah, I get what you're saying about that for sure. Yeah.
And like you said, just having to get back in tune of social media. Like, we have our YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook page. Facebook and Instagram is the ones that I'm trying to get back on. But and I had to tell Erica, like, I'm not on Twitter like I used to be. I had
It,
had to get her to take that off. I said, you take that over, child, because it ain't fun. It's I can't, and I'm trying to get back into it because I know I used to engage. Like you said, I have to bounce back off each page to, like you said, brand it and stuff. And I'm having to stake in the my personal page. I'm having to rebrand myself as Sade Red. It's
mm,
not no, it's not who what people know me. And like I said, you know me. But I have
mm,
to go back and rebrand myself, and then rebrand this. Like I said, we had to take a step back. We had to do the same thing. Like, we had to take a step back. We're still in the process of rebranding. It's hard, and people understand entrepreneurship is it's a hard thing. It's a good side to it. It's a dirty side to it. But it's
mm-hmm.
all to me, the rough side is, once you see the beauty of it, it's gonna be definitely gonna be amazing. But it's not easy. It's
Yeah.
not easy.
It's
It's
like a
not easy.
new, like, you got to just every quarter you got, okay, I got to think of something new. I just got to do some type of reinvent, just something to keep the people coming, keep them engaged and stuff like that. And I think sometimes when you are just very multifaceted, it can hurt you, because it's like you got so much you want to tap into. And I think that's kind of the battles. I can say I'm facing more battles within myself than I am with a customer or having customers. I think I have so much stuff, y'all, going on. Lord Jesus, my mama had to tell me multiple times, girl, you was only 25, sit down. I'll be like, okay, you're right, because
You gotta remember, gotta
I
bring yourself
have,
back.
and I think it's because my siblings are older than me, so I'm trying to catch up to them. So
Oh,
it's like,
really? Are
I,
you the baby?
I am the best of two boys, and they were athletes, so it's a
Hmm.
competitive household. So it's like, I was the brains of the operation. I was like the social geek. Like, I used to be at the games, eating sunflower seeds, reading books. Like, I was that, I was that sister. So it's just like, I'm so used to being on the move. Like, in college, I worked two jobs. Like, I had a job, I did lashes, and had 17-hour credits every semester. Like, I would stay on the go. And I think COVID is just teaching me, like, girl, sit down, it's okay, you don't have to always be on the move. And I'm always traveling, and people be like, girl, you always out of town. But my purpose of being out of town all the time is because I'm always putting my brand in different cities. Like, you might think my brand is in Las Vegas, my brand in New York, my brand in California. Like, you're gonna see my brand every single where. And I think that's the only way that you can be a multifaceted entrepreneur, if you have customers or clientele or people in multiple different cities. Like, I can't just, I can't just dominate the South. I need to dominate the whole United States. Like, I'm trying to go international. Like, people got to know me, know my brand everywhere, because the name, speaks for itself. So it's like, you know I'm trying to sit down, y'all, though. I'm trying to take I I'm training right now to be a doula. I know
Yeah,
it's
you telling me that. Like, so.
I took the training class last month, because I told you right now I'm getting my master's in public health, and I wrote a paper about Black women dying giving birth. And it really traumatized me. Like, it's it's a pandemic it's a pandemic of Black women dying giving birth. It's more prevalent in African countries, but it makes no sense why it's happening in the United States. And it's not based off of your, your social tier. It's just based off of your race now. Like we just lost somebody that went to A&M. She was a
I,
Delta.
I was about to say, that's
She
why.
how does the doctor die while giving birth? Like, how
Mm-hmm.
does her colleagues let her die? Like, it's just like some stuff like that just not make sense. And it's like, because there's not enough women in the room that care. It's not a doula or a midwife. You don't have those people that, were with you throughout your whole pregnancy and really catered to the mother. So after I wrote that paper, I just was sitting with myself, and I just had to think about like the women that I have around me, like women that my friends that have had babies, like, have they gone through postpartum? Like, and I think about it and I talk to them, I'm like, they really have. And it's like, I need to tap into that. So I was like, let me go get my certification. So I went into the training class. So it's about probably about 3 or 4 months process of like really getting a certification. Like, I got to read like 6 books and write a research paper. So it's a process. I'm probably not going to officially launch that part of the business, probably not in the year, but I'm trying to do as much as possible because I'm trying to go to medical school, y'all. That's really my end all be all.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Just,
trying.
you're just there. You are all over the place. So,
Yes.
and I commend you for
Mm-hmm.
them. Okay. Yeah, I could.
Hold on, my light went out. Okay. Hold on
Erica,
one
do you
second.
say something, boo?
Dang.
Okay, it's delay. Uh-oh. Erica froze. Okay, there you go. Yeah, and I can't hear you.
I
Okay,
froze.
now I hear you. Yeah, it's a delay.
Oh, you can't
Yeah, it's a delay. It's a little delay.
hear? Oh man, what you was saying though?
I thought I was cutting you off. I thought you was about to tap in.
Oh no, I wasn't. Oh no, I wasn't saying anything. I just took myself off mute.
Oh, but I know that for a fact, like me and Erica has talked about doulas and having them on it, because I think we were talking about that having for episode, like just the importance of it. Like you said, it's
Mhm.
a lot of like, and that was another purpose of my podcast, to educate a lot of people on different things, especially with Black women and just in our community. Because like I said, they always say if you want Black people to learn something or not to learn anything, put it in a book, and it can be true.
Yeah.
That because we don't educate ourselves how we could, but I think we're getting better. I think we're just now to the point where we're getting people want to educate themselves, people want to read, people want to do that. But and I think that's a beautiful and important thing to do. And I commend you for everything that you are doing and what you are pursuing, and how deep you are into caring for self care in the body of women and in the body of just not only women but Black women especially. And like I said, it starts with us taking care of each other and helping each other, and I think that's so beautiful to
Right.
everything. So I just think that's a really great tool. And like I said, it just I know. Let me see. Yeah. So I know for because I'm sorry, I'm looking down my phone because I had some stuff tipped down stuff, but I know. What can you? I'm gonna ask you a question as far as your entrepreneurship, since we are still like somewhat getting off of that topic. What is the hardest thing about entrepreneurship to you?
The hardest thing,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, staying consistent. I think that's the hardest, especially when there's so much stuff going on in your life, and then you still got to be visible in your business. It's just it can make you take breaks. Like this year, I took like 60-day breaks from Natural State of Mind. Like, I wasn't making any soap because I just believe in not touching my brand when my mind is not right. Or when I'm in disarray, I don't touch my brand. I don't make soap. I don't create anything because I just don't want to transferable of energy. I can't transfer that to my customers. So being consistent, and then girl, you can go broke, but bad, because it's like it's trials and errors. So you might have bought some type of labels or something that didn't come out right. You bought some type, just certain stuff you didn't buy, or I'm making soap and it blew up, and now I gotta make it all over, or it don't smell right, I gotta make it all over. I'm like Dexter Laboratory, y'all. So it's like it's trials and error, and like you said, the rebranding yourself. Like sometimes stuff only lasts for a season, so it's like you got to go ahead and just rebrand again. Especially now that I'm trying to bring new products in, I got to do a new branding. So I'm working on that right now to rebrand for the new season, new year. So staying consistent. So if anything, if I don't stay consistent on my business page, I always try to stay consistent on my personal page. So posting, I'm now within this last, quarter, I've been posting at least 3 times or 4 times a week. I post on my story all day, every day. I post on that. I really keep that algorithm going, especially right now with social media, with Instagram. They have basically taken over the algorithm and messed it all up. And it's like what I've been reading and watching videos, they're saying like if you don't like people's pictures, or you don't comment, or you don't save, it will not have you in there in the right algorithm. It will knock you out the algorithm. So it's like, I'm learning that really Instagram is not, it's a business. It's not like back in the day you take a picture, okay, no, you got to be very strategic about what you post and what you say and what type of hashtags you use. And I think I'm just a little old school. I'm used to out and being able to look at my people and touch my people and like, look them in the eye and let them know like, please use this. Like, this is what known for you. I'm not trying to sell to you. I'm trying to advocate for you. So it's like trying to be an adversary while doing social media, it can come off very phony. So it's like I'd rather not post nothing. But I'm learning like I gotta stay consistent, like because it's not for me, it's for them. So if they see my bright face, they see me smiling, like okay, well yeah, let me cheer up my day. Maybe since she doing good, I know I can be doing good. So it's like visible visible representation is the biggest thing of being an entrepreneur. You got to show up even when you don't want to, and you got to hold yourself accountable even when nobody else is holding you accountable.
Yes, I definitely agree to everything you said. 'Cause I think that is the hardest part. Like you said, saying because it's like you said, it's times that we need to take our own breaks. Like I said, I know we took. Like I said, I had to take a break because it kind of was a lot. I didn't realize how much was in the podcast. Don't get me wrong. I did my research for a long time, but I didn't realize how much and how powerful it can be and what it's all can consist of. Like now, I'm my own graphic designer. I'm my own engineer. I'm my own editor. I'm my own publicist. Like I'm all of that in one.
And I don't want to do none of that. When I a scientist, I just want to get in the lab, but I'm the type of person, if I don't want to do it, even though it's my analogies, it's skill over will. I got the skills, but I don't want to do it. So that's when it comes to supporting your Black people. So if you don't want to do it, pay somebody that's so passionate about, writing articles, or, whatever the case may be, doing your press release or doing your social media. Pay people to do it, because it's like at the end of the day that you never know, can become somebody on your team. You're not realizing that you're still building a tribe of people. So I promise, if I don't want to do somebody, yeah, I will pay somebody so quick, because I can focus on something else I need to be doing instead of that. And that $50, $100 I didn't spend probably just made me probably $200. And me doing it myself, I'm gonna probably take 30 days to do it, and I didn't miss out on $200. So it's like I have to leave it up to the experts, and I'm just learning. Doing my business, I learned to stay in my lane, because it's like if you don't stay in your lane, that's when your business become all over the place. And now you're trying to do this and this and that, and it's not being fluid. So I try to stay in my lane as much as possible. I hire Black people all the time. Like, I had no hesitations for it. Like, who I need to hit up? Who could do this? Like,
Who I need to
who do
call?
I need to call? No, once I get to the point where I feel like overwhelmed, I need to stop doing it. Somebody else need to do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, what's the easiest part about entrepreneurship?
The easiest part, where for me, is just talking about it. Like, doing podcasts. Like, I think any entrepreneur, they need to do this. It's kind of, I won't say it's like therapy, but it's like release, because it brings you back like, okay, this is why I was doing it. Like, okay, let me not forget why I'm doing this. Let me tap back into my purpose. This makes sense. Like, you continuously reiterating why you're doing it, it just continue to push you forward. So just talking about my purpose, and being vocal about what I've been through in my life, not being, not holding my gift to myself. Because I think that me talking about it just is going to help the next person that I never even know is going through something in their life, hearing my story. So I think that that's the most easiest part, is just continuously advocating for my Black people.
Yeah, I definitely. Girl, everything you said, I'm like, yep, I understand. Yes, I've been through it. Like I said, me and Erica understand. Like it's not as easy. Like I said, it takes. Like I said, it started as a hobby. That's now could be something very big for us. It was just a
Mm.
hobby. It was just something to do, just an idea, and let me get this in the game. And we didn't realize, like I said, we just didn't realize how much can come into this, and also like where we can go with it. I didn't realize podcasting can get this big. But again, I love it. I don't regret it. I know Erica V has now grown to liking it and understanding the business, the backside of it. So it's just a lot to it. So I know another thing I'm gonna get into. So we kind of tapped into it a little bit in the beginning, but I wanted like anything like extra. So
Hmm.
far as how can let me go back to my I'm sorry again going back to my notes. So yeah, so how can Black women? Because I know that's one thing I know you definitely said that you would like to talk about. How can Black women deal and reduce chronic pain, and what therapy steps can they do and use?
So I just came from a yoga session. One of my good friends, she's a yoga instructor here in Atlanta. So she had a yoga event today, and one thing of me doing, starting the path of becoming a doula, I was like, I need to release some grievances. Like, my father passed away this year, and I lost close friends to me. Thank you so much. And I think I needed to literally pull and stretch all of that out of me. So I can say definitely yoga is a good therapy for women. I would say self-care and keeping a routine. I think once you come off of your routine, you start to become stagnant. So making sure you're doing, like, going to get your nails done, going to get your hair done, going to doctor's appointments, just getting dressed. I think that because of the pandemic, we really be thinking that if we look too cute, we gonna get COVID. Like, if you're doing too much, COVID. Like, you like, well, dang, why am I having so much fun? Let me calm down because I might get COVID. Like, that's just hypocrisy. Like, it doesn't even make sense to me. Like, because the thing about it is, if you think about your brain, if your brain is not continuously pushing out those endorphins of good vibes, your organs are going to continuously slow down. It's not going to absorb the nutrients that you're trying to feed it because your mental is not responding to it correctly. So it's like us not continuously making sure we doing our hair and making sure we getting dressed and doing your makeup is something you love doing. Continuously doing those happy modes of your brain is going to keep your self-care and your mental health up. So it's like, I I I do I think I had to say hate, but I really hate how this pandemic has affected our community, because I'm not in a pandemic. The world is in a pandemic. So it's like, with me saying I'm not in a pandemic, so that means that my life has not stopped. I'm continuously doing what I need to do that's going to help me. I'm continuing leaving the house. Like, us as humans, we have to get out the house. Like, we can't sit in the house. We can't become immune to diseases and bacteria if we sit in the house. So I will definitely say self-care is the best thing. Do not feel like, I would say my advice to women, don't feel like you overdoing it. You doing just enough. If you feel like you overdoing it, then you make that's I mean you doing just enough you need to be doing, because you just never know. Your confidence exudes energy, transferable. So you giving that confidence gonna help the next woman. So anytime I've been going out, this like going going out to the grocery store, I be trying to look cute, because I'm like, you just never know. Life's so short. You might not know you're gonna get another day to look this cute. So it's like, you better show up or show out. Like, don't even come outside. Then you're not gonna come as your best. Then, like, it's like when how you go to church for Sunday's best. You need to be showing up every day now for life as it's Sunday's best. Like, it's we have no choice now. Like, the Lord has come to get His children, and He just never know when it might be your turn. So if I'm gonna go out, make sure I look cute. You ain't say I was looking like no bum when you see me. Like, they like, last time I seen her, she was so happy. You right? I was. You would have thought I was going through anything. Like, I gotta look my best. So I'm like, this pandemic, I can't let it take my mind. No, I'm not in a pandemic. Cause technically, are we in a pandemic? It's just, the South is not in the pandemic no more. The South said, I ain't got time for it. They like, y'all can do that because when I was on the East Coast, y'all, the energy up there is scary. Like I have to call my homegirl to check on them. Like it's because they are so confined because everything is on top of each other. So I have to be having to tell them like, y'all, making sure y'all doing y'all self-care, like, doing what you got to do to still feel good inside. Because I don't know what's going on with this government. I don't know. Luckily we got a black woman in there now. She can tell them. Maybe she get some black castor oil up in the White House. Get some collard greens. She get a little something up in there. Get a little sage. Get a sage going up in there. Something, cause it ain't no black people walking around that mug. I don't know. I just don't tell it in the room, cause I don't know. We gonna see, but let me not say this because I am supposed to be, I'm getting my public health. So I am supposed to be a public health. I am a public health. So what I would say, if you are people that live in a household of someone that could potentially get coronavirus and it could be deadly for them, I would never say go out the house. As often as they are in the South, because corona is still real. Let me not say that it's nothing to play with. But for people that live by themselves, you can't be in your house because you're gonna go stir crazy. You're gonna go stir crazy. So, did I answer the question? Look, I know I went off base a little bit.
Oh yeah, you definitely answered it. And like I said, just like you said, you have to take care of your mental during this time, especially with everything going on. Because Erica, then you was telling me about like how the mental, no, it's therapy has went up or people's mental state and stuff was. I know you were saying something about some articles like numbers have skyrocketed now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with like mental health and I think suicide and everything, those numbers are, starting to go up. People are starting to see therapists more, because I mean, we've been in the house all year long, like for real, for real. I think we was outside January, February, maybe the first 2 weeks in March, and then everything got shut down. Um, and then I've been in the house because I got COVID. And
I mean, but
child, but
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
thank the Lord, it hasn't been that bad.
But and it's so crazy
I'm
how
saying I have COVID now, but
you
it
got.
hasn't been that bad on me.
The
So
thing it's like
yeah, so I've been in quarantine since last week.
they made it seem like COVID was like an STD. It's not like it's not something that, oh my God, you're not supposed to get it. We are technically supposed to get any
Mhm.
virus that is affecting our community because it's the only way we're going to become immune to it. So if we don't get it, how is our body going to fight it off? So it's like, good thing you got it now. So you might not never get it again, or you might not get it for another year from now. But then now your body has the
Mhm.
bodies inside of it to kill it. So it's like everybody's trying to make it seem like COVID. Like, yeah, girl, I got COVID and I didn't live through it. And now I can tell you, now you can tell the next person, now, okay, this was my symptoms, this is what you need to do to deal with it. It's like, it should be a thing that it should not be talked about as if you get COVID, oh my God, let me shun away type of thing. It's like, we need to really be talking about how we can heal our own community and get through COVID. Because it shouldn't have been that many deaths. It doesn't make sense to me.
Mhm.
Should have never been that many deaths. So it's like, good thing you got COVID now, because now at least now it's been almost 10 months. So now you already know what to do. You like, okay, like, you know
Mhm.
how to fight it off as quickly as somebody 10 months ago. They didn't know what to do. Because I think I had
Yeah.
COVID. I think I had already had it. Maybe I was on the East Coast. So on the East Coast, when it first popped off, they were telling us that it was another strain of the flu. So
Mhm.
a month later, they was like, nobody come back into work.
Hmm.
We was talking about it on the East Coast the end of January.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
So
Yeah, you got down here to the end of February.
mm-hmm.
But the president, never mind,
We're not gonna
we're
speak.
not gonna
He's out now.
speak about Cheeto.
I'm not for Trump at all, but I'm not going to put this 100% on him. I put this on the governors as well of these states.
Mhm.
The thing about it is, he can only do so much. So at that point, his thing was that he wasn't going to go against the Constitution. The Constitution states that it's supposed to be run by the head of the house of your state, which is your governor. So I can't come in and make all of you shut down. Your governor has to be responsible. So during the year before, if your budget was $1 million and your governor only put 50,000 into healthcare, into prevention, then of course your state is going to be success, going to get it. But you ain't see that many cases in like Mississippi as much, or you ain't see that many in like hotter states. You didn't see those in those states that are spread out and really have the time to really hone in on individual health of their community. So it's like, if anything, I blame our governor of Georgia. Or I blame a lot of these governors, because it's like y'all didn't take it as serious. Because I mean, of course, your president can tell you so much, but they watching the news like we are. They seen the news. They seen what was going on internationally. So you had the choice in your own state to shut it down and do what you need to do, or start really bringing the initiative of Corona out to your people. So it's like, of course, we all want to blame him. He the scapegoat, because he still is the chief of our. He's supposed to be the chief of the of our country. But these governors, they weren't doing what they're supposed to do, and that's why it's like let's say you got to vote. You definitely got to vote, because these governors, they control the money. The president doesn't control your state money, so he only control the military. So, and maybe of course, the Senate control majority of everything else. So, he was just there to sit and be representation for the Republican Party. So, or we can blame the Republican Party then. So, because they the majority lead, they was controlling everything. So I'm like, uh, it's a iffy situation. But we gonna have a new president, y'all. So
Mhm.
we need to hold him accountable for his actions. Like,
Correct.
okay,
Correct.
instead of
You told us, I need you to go ahead and abide by it, honey.
Okay.
And
right, you
so,
told us we gonna have reset. We're gonna go on these field trips now. And if we gonna go on these field trips for real, is we gonna be this that gonna be really, is this stuff gonna be happening now? Don't be trying to write us up all these treats and stuff,
oh,
and then we
excuse
can't
me.
be able to go on these field trips. We ain't gonna be able to go live our best life after this pandemic is over. Like, I'm trying to be after the pandemic, not worried about no debt. A&M, thank you for your service. I appreciate this degree. We'll be on put go ahead. Thank you for this degree, but that's not my problem anymore. You need to call Biden if you're looking for that money, because I ain't got it. Look, what
Hey,
Kiki probably said. If I seen it, I would know what it was. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, So we'll see.
yeah, like I said, I think it's great. Like I said, you can't blame it on this. Like you said, with the voting, I'm so grateful that everybody got out and voted. And I want people to keep those same numbers and that same energy for the
Right,
small for the smaller elections in your city and your state. It's
right.
very, very, very important, and people don't understand that. So, except we ain't even go into that rant, because honey, we got 2-3 episodes on just vote, because it's ridiculous that people do not understand that. But let me see. So I know for a fact, like I said, you have a great story. That was one thing right off, because like I said, something I was not too familiar with. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you guys reached out to us to be on here and be a part. We're very thankful for it. And like I said, maybe we can educate somebody else on it. And it's crazy. Like, after you send me your email, like we kind of heard your story. I started seeing commercials for it, and I said, "Well, ain't this about a blip?"
Like, did you go type it in your search bar? Like, you did try to
No,
Google?
no, it was like on my
That be
TV.
happening to me.
It was on my TV. I saw
Oh, it's
uh
commercial. Yeah, they be
yeah.
with the
I
commercial.
saw a commercial yesterday. I was like, that is so crazy. We're gonna have her on here talk about the same stuff. But like you said, and it was crazy. They had 3 black women in the ad, and I thought that was great.
I'm
They had 3 black women in there. It was a Humira ad. It was a Humira ad. So they
of
had
course.
three. They had 3 black women in there. But I was like I said, it was just crazy. Like you said, hearing that story and hearing yours, and I let me see. Let's see, we got we don't have well, we had one couple comments, but I ain't finna. I'm not gonna get that energy because we having good energy over here. I'm not gonna give that person the energy, but I am just so thankful that you came on. And like I said, any advice you want to get to anybody who's dealing with Crohn's or those who are also pursuing entrepreneurship and don't know where to start. So we can start with the Crohn's one first. Like I said, take a time upon if you think it takes to start on Crohn's first. Um, any advice you want to give to that, and any like again self care tips for women to make sure they stay on that, and then we can go into like the tips of entrepreneurship for women. And well, not just women, just anybody, like any tips you want to give out for anybody who's doing that. 'Cause like you said, you have a brand established, like you said. So just anything you want to keep giving out to other people.
I would say with Crohn's, for my Crohn's people, um, honestly, it's so simple. Just eat your fruits. Like you have to. I gotta eat fruit with every meal that I eat. Like fruit is literally gonna save our life. If we don't have fruit in our diet, it's for anybody, not even somebody that has Crohn's. Like eating fruits and vegetables and drinking your water is gonna help continuously move your digestive system. Like, and that's the whole problem when it comes to people that have Crohn's. Their digestive system is just not fully continuously regulating. So I would say stay stress free. I try not to get so overwhelmed because it can make your bowels become very like, it's kind of like constrained. They'll get like very, tight and stuff like that, because you're not being loose and really flowing your body. So it's like trying to do things like yoga and stuff like that. Certain things that you enjoy doing. Like I like to go skating and stuff like that. I try to be very active as possible. With people that have Crohn's, like you just have to um watch what you eat. And I hate it because I'll be like, dang, I want to eat whatever I want to eat. But it's just all about what your body is saying. So if your body tells you like, nah, I don't like that, you just gotta stay away, or do it in moderation every few months. Or I say stay away from a lot of like sugary stuff. So I try not to eat as much like candy, and like I'm not really a snacker anymore. Like if I snack, I snack on like healthy stuff like peanuts and stuff like that. So I try to stay away from stuff that has a lot of high fructose corn syrup in it. So stuff that has artificial flavoring. So if anything, if you're gonna eat some bad stuff, make sure it was cooked by somebody, not it was cooked, made in a factory. So if you're gonna eat some macaroni and cheese, making sure you eating it from scratch. If you're gonna, eat some greens, make sure you eat it not out the can. Just make it be as fresh as possible. You're gonna eat some fried chicken, don't go to Popeyes. Go home and cook it then. So at least you can check to make sure you know every ingredient that was in your food. Like I'm very big on that. Just making sure I know what's in my food and stuff like that. So, and I stay away from a lot of food that has salt in it. That's big too. It's not good for the digestive system and just for your bowels. And then you said for entrepreneurship, my biggest advice is tap into everything. Like be as aggressive as possible. So you know how I reached out to you guys, I found you. So it's like I'm not waiting for nobody to come find me. I'm gonna go out there and put my name on things. Like I don't wait for. I'm not waiting for a come up like I'm a rapper or something. Like you have to go out there and do the work. Like so, if you want to be successful and you want to have your business here, then you gotta not be scared to put yourself out there. So just making sure you tapping into everything. So making sure you're doing podcast interviews or even different articles, because you'll be surprised, some of these well-known magazines and stuff, they would love to feature new people. They want some new fresh talent to talk about. So just I try to tap into anything, and don't be afraid to give away free stuff. I give away free soap all the time because I know that at least they can be able to try the new product I'm trying to do, or it's just for sponsorship. Like I've done at least over 10 sponsorships just in this last year. So I always making sure I'm branding myself. So, passing out my business cards or giving away free soaps and having my cards in there, like just very supportive of other people's business. So, cause somebody gonna bring you up regardless. Cause like, especially if you making soap, I think I'm like, what is this? Like, who is natural state of mind? So it's like it's always something to be talked about. So, I know some people be like they can't give away free stuff, but free is gonna get you endless. So if you can't start giving away free stuff, how you gonna expect for somebody to give you something? So I always making sure I'm advertising for sponsorship. So if I find somebody that's doing an event, I automatically reach out like, hey, can I give you some soaps for free? And I always got to the point where people reach out to me. So I'm very blessed on that part. But I try to tap into everything, like doing vendor events. Trying to think what else I'd be tapping into. Going to networking events. That's my biggest thing. Of course, because of the pandemic, the 5 to 10 o'clock things are not going on. But I was big on Eventbrite. I stayed on Eventbrite every week. I was checking Eventbrites for new events. Like I want to go to stuff I don't know nothing about. So I always would go to events and I would know nobody. They'd be like, "How you know about it?" I was like, "Eventbrite." Like I just found it online. I just found y'all online because everybody else know each other. They be like, "Oh, so you didn't know anybody here?" I'm like, "No, I just came to pass out my business card and tell you about my business stuff like that." Like I have no hesitation about talking about my business because it's like I have to remember this is God's work. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for my community, and I'm adamant and I'm confident that my soaps is going to change someone's life. So I always make sure to go to as many networking events as I can. When this pandemic is over, y'all gonna see me. Y'all gonna be like, "Dang, she is all." I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be gone everywhere because I'm like, this pandemic didn't set me down, but that's fine because it's not a sit down. It's just a retrace your steps. So, which other way can I finagle my way for somebody to find out about my brand? So, I think that's my biggest thing, just not being scared. Like I know fear is the biggest thing that entrepreneurs face, and it's okay, it's part of the process. But when you talking to somebody, they should never not know about your brand. Like you can just introduce yourself to somebody. Don't walk away from that conversation without pitching yourself, because that was your time right then for first impression. So if they see you, they go look at your Instagram and they be like, "Dang, she do all this stuff. We didn't even talk about."
Say nothing.
You ain't say nothing. You didn't advertise yourself. You didn't push yourself. You didn't give nothing to the plate. And I know sometimes some conversations you just want casual conversation, but you just never know. That person can be like, "Dang, I've been trying to get some soap like that for my grandma. She been dealing with some skin problems." Like you just never know who needs your product. So if you look at your product as an essential and a necessity, even if you're selling clothes, you know socks, whatever. Right now, right now during this pandemic, the most thing that homeless people are missing are socks, and that's the craziest thing. They get shirts, hats, all this other stuff, but they are not getting socks. So it's like stuff as little as that. You just have to learn that your brand is just essential and not a luxury. So I think that's something that's what I can give. Yeah.
Well, like I said, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm definitely gonna send you an email about a giveaway that we are doing.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
can sponsor, for sure. So that's definitely gonna be sent to you. Probably when we get off this live. So just
Yeah.
be on the lookout for that. But Erica D, do you have anything else to say? I know she's been having delay the whole time. That's why she hasn't said much. Her delay has been in and out.
Yeah, my delay's been messing up. So sorry about that. But nah, I don't have anything to say. I just want to thank you for reaching out to us to be on the podcast and coming on here. I think it's been great, even though I haven't said much, but it's probably delayed right now.
No, thank you so much. I really appreciate how fast you guys got me. I'm definitely gonna refer some people and tell some people they need to get on your podcast because they got some stories to tell and some impactful situations to be said to this world. So I'm definitely gonna get some of my people to reach out to you. Is there certain topics that y'all looking for? Next topic you looking for? Or
Girl, everything.
and,
Like, and that's the thing. Like, people, like I said, we had and I don't want people to think that only women. No, we take men. We take
okay,
whoever want to come on and talk. And that's why I think, like, some people like, do y'all interview guys? Like, yeah, we've had some of our closest guy friends on here for sure. We're getting ready for another thing to come up with, our guys. So we're always looking for new people. We're getting to the point where we probably gonna have to like just take a little break on it because we have been doing so many, which we like. We love interviewing people, but we haven't had like a lot of me and Erica D only conversations just tap into us too. But we
okay.
love, like I said, we love sharing the light on everybody. So tell them to keep reaching out. Tell them to keep reaching out, and we'll just have to schedule it. But yeah, we're down for anything. If we think you have a great story and something to tell and something that can touch at least one person, we want you on. Like that's our, we're open to any and everything. It's raw content, however, whatever you want to talk about, however we want people to come on there as their self. And that is really it. So like I said, we're big on that. We're big on supporting others and supporting our community. Because no, if no one else supports our community, we want to.
Right.
So and like I said, it's just a way for us to network and like I said, to support everybody, in our way, especially coming from a city who sometimes have like a really negative impact or a negative name. We
Mm.
love to change that narrative of Birmingham. So
Right, right, because it's so much great things about Birmingham. Like people be telling me all the time, you need to come to Birmingham. Like of course in college I used to be there all the
right.
time. There, so I definitely got a love for Birmingham. Give me a reason to come to Birmingham, honey. I'll be looking for a reason to go somewhere, and I'm right here, only an hour and a half away,
You down the street. You down the
right
street.
down the street. So give me a reason to come to Birmingham, because what I've been seeing a lot, I can say, when it comes to you guys' vegan industry is booming. Like the vegan,
It's
like black
coming
vegan,
back. It's coming back. A lot
it's
of stuff is coming.
right in the entrepreneurship there has been great. So it's like, once this pandemic is over, I can see Birmingham skyrocketing. So
Yes, and like I said, it's coming. And I think even with our mayor, he's trying to bring a lot more too. I really think Wolfen, shout out to Mayor Wolfen. He's young. He's somebody who wants to listen, who wants to do the best that he can. And I know it's not easy. It's not easy being
it's
the mayor and
oh
try to understand that ain't no
yeah,
easy job, and they put so much pressure and just sometimes just they don't respect him. And I know, like I said, me and Erica D, we work with him and around him, so I've grown to love him regardless of everything what people say. I love Mayor Woodfin and Erica D. I know you want to chime in on our beautiful mayor, our amazing Mayor Woodfin. That's our look as we say. That's our dog. That's our dog right there.
right. But you got people like y'all advocating for him. So it's like think about this to change the narrative, it takes a tribe of people. So he can't do it by himself. He need people like y'all that's gonna have his back to keep him motivated and keep pushing. And think about this, he's trying to go and fix stuff that happened probably when he wasn't even born. So he got years of stuff that he has to help fix. So it ain't gonna take one term. That's 3, 4, 5 terms of stuff that need.
that they need
So
to fix on, and they have to realize it. So like I said, I'm gonna put y'all on, but yes, we hey, Erica D is not. She got a delay, but yes, but thank you, like I said again, for coming on. We really appreciate you. Thanks for reaching out for us, and like I said, we love all of our supporters. We love all of our guests individually, and so like I said, anything you need from us from now on, just let us know. And, like I said, baby, when I found out with A&M, that was a done deal. I just went.
right.
I didn't go there. Like I said, my best friends there. I have people at both schools. I got a lot of friends at Alabama State, a lot of A&M.
Once you from Birmingham, so you already know. Once you from Birmingham, you're gonna be part of the Bulldog family. We have classic there every year, so that's like home. Birmingham, my second home. So for sure, you part.
Girl, it was so weird not having classic this year. Oh, it was so weird.
It's like I don't even know. Like it hurt my spirit. Like I was expecting to be going there, get some good eating, get a concert, free concert. Like not even have a homecoming, y'all, was just so
I
weird.
know, I know that was a lot for HBCUs, but like I said, this is the time, and I don't think like even with everything that's happened yesterday, if people do not understand the power of HBCU now,
They
and
beg. Figure it out today. And thing about this now, everybody and mama gonna want to go to HBCU. It's gonna be jumping out the yard. Like everybody.
good. I just hope they pay their money and they keep. My thing is too, all those who graduated, I love y'all, but y'all make sure y'all give y'all money back to some HBCUs as well. Give your money back, give your time back to your HBCUs as well. I know me personally, that was my dream to go to HBCU. And I said, if I didn't go undergrad, which I did not, but like even if I get back in, I'm going grad. I'm graduating from an HBCU somewhere. You know, I'm having this grad school, undergrad. I'm going. But
Biden is saying you're supposed to give free money away, so they better go ahead and get that free. Like if you can't put your money back into HBCU, like you said, put your time. Go sit and go take some classes. Go get some free education. Like go
mhm.
take a class because the history that people saying they know nothing about. They teach us at HBCUs. We learning all of that, so it's like get a little bit of sprinkle. You need to sprinkle a little
Just
bit.
long. Like I said, I went my HBCU is Los State Community College. I went there first before I transferred to my 4 year. So like I said, I understand the passion. Like I said, and I being from Birmingham, you would never expected that and expected that from that. But the pride that people had in Lawson and like just having people come from all over to go to Lawson, yeah, I didn't expect it. This is how I feel about A&M, like in miles. Like I would have never known how many I met so many people from California coming to the South to go to school. And
Right.
that's current everywhere. And you was again, you would have never thought. Being from Alabama, we could try to get away, but it's so many people that came to the South and they love it. You once you come to the South, you love it. I don't care what nobody say. You still love it. It's something about it. And of course, like I said, it'll take you everywhere. And like I said, all the HBCUs need to have they need to put some respect on all HBCUs names. Just point blank.
We have so many international students that went to A&M because think about this. Of course they say we the minority, but we the majority. We control everything that is something. So if you want to learn how to cook, you gonna go to a black person. You want to learn how to dance, you gonna go watch some black people dance. You want to learn how to do some hair, you gonna go look at some black people do some hair. You want to learn how to throw a good party, you gonna go with some black people. We controlling everything. So it's like, of course you're gonna want to be around us. So if you hating on HBCUs, that's self-hate. Self-hate, honey. I
Hmm.
ain't got nothing to do with that. So it's like, go get you some of the education. Look, go get you some of that. Be around people that look like walk like you. Like it's okay. It's kind of like now learn how to love yourself. Get you some of this self-love that they giving out at these HBCUs. Like it ain't no competition. We all in this race together.
Correct, correct. Yes, that's you just maybe said the best. So again, we're gonna let you go, Alexis. We appreciate your time. We
Thank
love you. Be looking
you.
out for that email that I'm gonna send your way. And that is it though. So again, I'm Erica D. Lord Jesus. It's I know I'm tired. I'm Sade Red. And that's my co-host, Erica D. And this is the beautiful Miss Alexis for being on there for us today.
Thank you.
Like I said, this is Black Women Diaries Podcast, and we are out. We love everybody that's participating and listening. Bye.